All right, without further ado, it is time to put a couple of things on the Grom, and that's the beginning of the video. So I guess let's get to it. All right, the weather is actually not in our favor, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay inside and we're gonna try modifying as much as we can while without having to open the garage. So first, we're gonna install these grips onto these bars. I'm gonna explain everything right now. First things first, these are the Vans grips. These are the Vans Colts. So if you do like Vans, I guess this would be your go-to. They have these in all different options, all different colors. And you could actually get these for your Harley too. So they have them in the 1-inch grips, or they have these in the 7/8, which is what we're installing today. Now, what we are installing them on is these Pro Tapers. These Pro Tapers are actually the KLX 110s. Look at the price, 74 bucks. I mean, that's not too bad, I guess, right? That's not too bad. The KLX 110s, and the reason I'm going with these bars is because my OG actually had these, and for like just bars, like I said, I've dropped my OG Grom so many times, and I've never had the bars break or anything like that, bend even. So I'm pretty sure these are a lot stronger. So these are my go-to. I mean, you could either go with these. I know every single person that has a Grom, this is the first thing they do. They all get Pro Tapers. So we're gonna go with that. And the only downside is that these actually don't have, there's supposed to be a little hole under these. So when you do slide all your stuff on, the holes just lock up like your controls, like the ignition and all that other stuff. However, because these don't have the holes, we're gonna have to either make them, or you can wrap it up with electric tape. Put a bunch of electric tape here and it prevents it from sliding. Now my OG, I did it that way. However, it would keep moving. So I do suggest making the hole, and I'll show you a little trick on how to mark it, because I know if you don't mark it right, you know, whatever. I'll try to help my best. And we're gonna be using the Kitako super throttle tube. The reason why I'm changing the throttle tube at this time is because if you've ever owned a Grom, or if you've ever ridden a Grom, you know that to go to full throttle on these things, when you twist the throttle tube back, right, with the grips, you know that you're gonna have to readjust and then pull back a little bit more just to get you to that full throttle. Now, I don't like doing that. I just feel like it'd be nicer if I could just get in one full motion. So to be able to do that, you have to use a throttle tube. Either this one, there's other brands. You don't have to go with the Kitako. However, this is the one I went with. There's different brands that make this just so that you get less of a twist, and then you can still achieve full throttle. And I feel like for wheelies especially, that helps, because these things you got to really rev up high to be able to get it to a wheelie. So why not change the throttle tube while we're here, right? Let's open it. Let's freaking see what happens here. You know what? We're going to try our best. And if it works, it does. If it doesn't, well, at least we tried. All right. First off, it's plastic. So if you're expecting something good, it's cheap. But at least there's a little opening so that maybe if we do bar end mirrors. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's not going to go on there easy. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. You see how I tried that? It was hard. So I moved on to the throttle tube. But I did get the throttle tube one actually on there. It was a lot easier than that side. I don't know why. But it's on. It looks good. And all we're going to have to do is just slide this on here. So before we get to do that, we got to slide this side on. And let me tell you one thing. Use some type of lubricant, because if you don't, when you are trying to push these and whatnot, it actually ends up ripping. And because these are rubber and they're going on metal, I don't know why, but they're just, it's a hassle. Look at this thing. It doesn't even move. So I don't know. I'm going to try pushing that one on and let's see what happens. All right, quick update. Got the bars finally good to go. Look at that. Listen, it was not easy, but we got it. Let me show you now. We got to take the old ones off, throw these on, and hopefully we should be good to go. Okay, before you undo these center ones, just to be able to get the bars completely off, what you're going to want to do is hit these 8 mils right here. 8 mil, 8 mil, 8 mil, 8 mil. And then these will come off. Remember, once this is off, so for the brake master cylinder, right, do not turn this upside down. So just leave it kind of on this side, I guess, and then just, you know, take that. It's very simple. I mean, mine already kind of broke loose. So I'll get those off, then we'll move on to the controls. All right, with the levers off, now what you're going to do is, if you look behind the controls, one up here, and then one below, there's actually 2 Phillips, which I already took out. So you just do the Phillips on this side, Phillips over there. Same thing on that one, Phillips at the top, Phillips at the bottom. And then you'll be able to, this side is easy. This side you just take off, and then that's all you have to do. On this side, it's a little more difficult, because once this is off, now you have the control cables, right, for the throttle. And we might actually be able to get the throttle tube off without, okay, we'll be able to get it off once we undo the actual bars. So these 6mm hex key right here, got ours. Boop. Undo these, and then once those are undone, you just pull them off. and to slide your new ones on. So I know you don't want to see that boring stuff, so let's skip to it. All right, so before I throw them on to the Grom, I figured I'd show you guys the difference. Now these are the Pro Tapers, right? The KLX 110s. And then you've got the OEM Grom bars, right? So if you put them side by side and you look at the difference of the angle. I know one's a little out angle, but okay. Look at them. First off, it's a lot shorter. So you see the Pro Taper is the longer one. So if you look, the bend of them is a lot less aggressive than it is on the ones that are OEM. However, just them being larger, honestly, is more comfortable for me. Just because now, when you're gripping them, you kind of have a wider stance, and I personally like that. So if the KLX 110s are something you're gonna try them out. If you don't like them, then go back to OEM. You know, it's not too hard. But remember, I was telling you guys, so if you look at the bottom of these bars, right, there's this little hole. Now this one doesn't have that. So what does that mean? That means that, well, let me show you guys, boop, boop, that we're gonna have to drill them. And drilling them is gonna suck. However, you could use electrical tape. Just put electrical tape, then put the controls back on, and they shouldn't move. And if they do, just trust me, over time, it'll be fine. If not, drill them out if you're really worried about it. Like I said, on my OG, I only had the electrical tape, and it was just fine. I didn't care, and trust me, I was doing wheelies, beating the shit out of it, and it was fine. So if that's fine, yours will be fine. Come on now. But we're gonna drill it out, so let me do that. So remember that hole. It's very simple, actually. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna put a lot of electric tape on it, right? Get a lot of it, and then you're gonna grab this is where the tab is. You see the little tab? So you're gonna put this over. You're gonna squeeze this as hard as you can once it's on there, and then when you take it off, you can look, and there should be a little mark of, see, the little mark of victory right here. So with that being there, you can just take the bars off now, or leave them on and then drill it out, and that's it. And then take the electric tape off. Bam! Little glitch. I don't know what exactly happened, but the cable doesn't reach far enough to get onto the throttle tube. So what we're gonna have to do is remove this thing and see what's going on with the wires. But the good news is, while we're there, we can at least change these goddamn alien turn signals. So I don't know, let's do it. So after finally getting this thing on, it's pushed to the max all the way in. This is finally on, it's tight. We had to remove the headlight. Now, what I'm thinking is, because there's so much space in between the brake and the controls, what you could do is you could actually pull this up. There's so much slack in here that you could just remove this, and then you should be able to push this up, and then that way, the brake, you'll be able to get, I don't really care about this right here. I might actually just put the ram mount right here, so it kind of works in my favor. But aside from that, now we're gonna move on to those fender eliminators. First things first, these sides, those are little hex keys. So you'll see, just remove these 4 hex keys, right? And then it should drop forward. From there on, you could disconnect this cable, and then there should be one more cable that you could disconnect. Once you disconnect and the harness for this. So once you disconnect these, it should just drop off, and you could just actually remove it. Now, once you remove it, just to make everything so much easier, there'll be one little clip in here, and then a screw in here, little 8mm, and then you just take that off. Now, once that's off, you can pop the sides off, and then undo the harness for the turn signals, and then you can remove these. So it's done. So I figured, instead of like wasting my time showing you guys exactly how to do it, I'll just post a link from TST straight up to show you exactly how to put these turn signals on. They're on, it looks great. The handlebars are on, they look phenomenal. Honestly, it makes the bikes look so much better. Just look at it. Okay, that's the end of that video before I have a heat stroke and die. So drift car is going to be next. Hopefully we'll just throw the head on. Can't wait for that. And for now, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff. And see you on the next one. Okay, that's the end of that video before I have a heat stroke and die. So drift car is going to be next. Hopefully we'll just throw the head on. Can't wait for that. And for now, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff. And see you on the next one.